Now I am live on my iPad for some reason. YouTube likes my iPad better than my webcam as it relates to internet speed. Alright, so I'm live. I didn't really like that screenshot, how that looked, but okay. Alright, so I have to look at another angle. So you all come back in, let's see how this works. Again, let's try to keep this under 20 minutes. Alright, first things first, let's talk about keeping an eye on the economy, right? Crystal clear. It's something about Apple. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It is something about Apple, right, that makes it crystal clear. So I'm going to get into how people are getting thousands and thousands of dollars back. People that never got tax refunds before are getting thousands and thousands back that joined me last year in the home-based business. I'm going to break down what your tax deductions are, why you need a home-based business, especially now, what type of home-based business you need going into this recession or economic reset. Also globally, other countries that open up are closing back down again. Let me look up my YouTube. Unemployment rate reached another high today, right? Stock market is a little low, but I have stocks that are performing well in the midst. So you need to make sure that you look at stocks such as silver mining stocks, gold stocks, physical silver as well, biotech stocks, and marijuana stocks. That's what happens during recessions and depressions, right? Those sales increase. Also, your alcohol stocks as well. I'm also in the process of doing a Queen of Crypto report. I have a Queen of Coins report. Physical gold and silver, not ETFs. Physical gold and silver is going to take off at a high rate, and that's simply because whenever the economy resets itself or so much money is being distributed, digitalized, or either given in form of printed money, right, into the economy. The Fed just increased trillions of dollars today. Whenever that happens, because by law, by constitution, gold and silver in our constitution is defined as money, right? Not the printed dollar bills that you have in your checking account, in your purse, or your wallet. So whenever that supply is distributed into the economy at a record high, it makes real money increase in its value and its worth. So you can have silver right under $25 an ounce. Everything right now is about demand and price, right? Supply and demand. If you go on a lot of websites that has silver available in February, no sound, give me a second. I'm sorry about that, YouTube. Facebook said they don't have any sound. Sorry about my finger in there. All right, Facebook, let me know you can hear me now. That sound is a little better. You get sound now, Facebook? All right, so everything is about supply and demand, right? Supply and demand, and the least supply things are going into this recession, the more of a value and demand it is. Okay, you're saying you can hear me. Good. So let's talk about why is not the time for do-it-yourself credit repair first. I have three different areas I want to hit real quick. Why is not the time for do-it-yourself credit repair? Simply put, okay, thank you. And so yes, they need to hear this. Simply put, we are approaching FICO 10 in July. Now, if you don't know what FICO 10 is, I want you all to put that in the comment. FICO 10O, put a hashtag FICO 10O on my YouTube channel. Make sure you all hit the thumbs up. I had more people live when I first came on, so hit that thumbs up for me. YouTube got that algorithm, and it will notify other people that I am live on YouTube. But what FICO 10 does, it looks at your will do in July. It looks at your 2-year credit history, right? Your 2-year credit history. So what would happen previously, we are under a model called FICO 8, right? FICO 8 scoring system. FICO 8 is usually what the banks and lenders use to qualify you for a vehicle loan and credit cards, right? Now, FICO 3, 4, and 5 is used for mortgage approval if you're trying to be a home buyer, right? Now they're going to change to FICO 10. Also, some banks are currently using, like Wells Fargo and Navy Federal, currently use a FICO 9. So I know you didn't know you had so many different credit scores, but you do. You can go to myfico.com, right, and you can see all of your different varieties of credit scores. Well, in July, early in January, the founder of or the people that's over the algorithm of FICO scoring decided we are going to change the scoring model, right? You know, they knew that we were entering into a recession, and the banks don't want to risk and take on risky debt. They say, so now under FICO 8 currently, there are people, believe it or not, that get something done called a credit sweep. A credit sweep. What they do, or what people that help them with their credit do, is falsify that these people are victims of identity theft, and these negative accounts, these charge-off collections, etc., are a result of someone stealing their identity. And what will happen is, when you submit this information to the credit agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, they will temporarily, right, remove these accounts from your report within 30 days, because you have to understand you are claiming you are a victim of identity theft. So, hey, if someone has stolen your identity, we are going to immediately remove these accounts because they are impacting your identity and your credit scoring system. But come to find out, after a very thorough investigation, it was found that you or many people were not victims of identity theft. Those were those people's account, right? And the accounts will be replaced on the credit reports. And what many people would do during that time is they go and they get a vehicle loan because it appears that they have no negative accounts on their credit report. The second thing that they would do is add something called AU Tradelines to their credit report, right? AU stands for, or is abbreviated for, authorized user. What the authorized user is only for credit cards. And if you found someone that had a good credit card history, meaning that they had a low balance credit card, but they had a high limit, and they paid on time, right? Then they would sell, or you would purchase or pay to be added to their credit card to be a recipient of that good credit card paying history, right? And AU Tradelines would sell anywhere from hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the same strategy with AU Tradelines is the same thing with a credit sweep. You will not stay on these good account holders' credit cards for the duration of your credit history. You will pay for maybe a 30 or 60-day window. So when their good payment history from their credit card and account was added to your credit, then for 30 or 60 days, it will temporarily give you a higher credit score increase, because now you're added good credit card history to your credit. But after that 30 and 60 day, and they drop you as an authorized user, you're right back to your original credit scoring system. So what FICO wanted to do was to get rid of AU Tradelines, loopholes, and credit sweep. So they said, okay, if you have negative accounts, or if you have positive accounts that has appeared on your credit report within 30 to 60 days. What we're going to do now is look at your 2-year window, right? So if that Capital One charge out, for example, that Wells Fargo charge out, that Credit One charge out, that American Express charge out, that collection, that medical collection, right? Hello, John. If that is not showing for the last 30 days or 60 days, why is it showing on your previous 6 months or 2-year history? And now, right, those two loopholes will not work. Hello, Mr. 5G. Hello, hello, hello. So I tell people right now, if you're buying AU Tradelines, stop. In the next couple of weeks, it's not going to matter, because this is going to be effective in July. So as a result, 40 million Americans' credit score, as a change of this credit scoring model, points will drop 20 to 40 points. 40 million Americans, right? If you're at the 680 threshold now below, automatically, by just the change of how they are systematically calculating your credit score, you will see a drop. Now, why is this important? And why is this detrimental? A couple of things are happening in July. The perfect storm is brewing. Number one, many people, even though they are receiving unemployment, and they are receiving more money now than they did on their jobs, they are electing to have deferment of payments, right? They say, okay, I'm going to take my 3 months deferment. I'm not going to pay on this payment to July or August. But they don't understand that doing that, whether it's a credit card debt or a vehicle debt, is going to cause a balloon payment. Meaning that when July and August comes, the 3 months and that current month payment is going to be due at one time, right? One time. So if you have a vehicle and you automatically have to come with a lump sum payment, you're 3-4 months behind. Will you have that money? Will you have that credit card? Also, it's going to automatically lower your credit score, because it's going to show as slow or late payment. Even though it's all because of a natural disaster, it's still going to have a negative adverse effect on your credit report. So you have this brewing in July, right? Many payments will be called all at one time. And then you have people that may not be able to make their mortgage payments, right? Now, mortgage payments, you may qualify for a loan modification, but just know how a loan modification works. A loan modification is when they take those payments and they add it to the back end. But this will still negatively drop your credit score, because it still will be showing late. So even sometimes when you request a loan modification for a mortgage, now, and let me make this clear, usually a loan modification only works for mortgages, right? Not credit card debt, not vehicle debts, right? I think all of those are going to be due all at one time, even though they are currently in deferment. Thank you so much, Easy. He says, hello, beautiful, from Georgia. I'm coming to see you when they give us the second stimulus check. Maybe we can go to church together and I'll cook your favorite dinner. I guess Easy, no, I can't cook. All right, Easy. But let me get back on point. And you too, make sure you all hit those thumbs up. You too, like the algorithm. More people can come in. LaQuanda Walker, hello, hello, hello on YouTube. Facebook, make sure you share this video. So back to loan modification. Usually loan modification are only available for mortgages. So if you are delaying your payments now for your vehicle or credit card, just know the perfect storm is brewing, with FICO 10 approaching and with these showing slow or late payments. Even though they're deferring it, right, it still will have a negative remark on your credit score. So if you are getting the federal 600 of unemployment plus your state unemployment, it is wise to pay your vehicle debts and your bills at this time, your essential bills, right? Now, so that's, and also just know, even with loan modification, when it comes to mortgages, that a lot of that may require that you also get attorney fees. It's just like not refinancing your loan, but it does sometimes require attorneys to approve you for those loan modifications, because not everyone is approved. There's a series of things you have to prove. Your proof of income. Why did you have a hardship? Why weren't you paying? Right? And a lot of people have to get that done through attorneys, because banks do not automatically approve loan modification. So the perfect storm is brewing. The perfect storm is brewing. Now, also, another thing that's upcoming and approaching, what if the feds go to zero interest rates? What if they go to zero, or even better than that, negative interest rates? Now, if you have good credit, this will be a great thing for you. But just remember now, my timeline, in July, FICO 10 will come. So you need to be ahead of the wave and ahead of the credit game. Why, if you have good credit, this will be a great thing for you, right? I'm glad you asked. Because negative or zero interest rates means low, cheap debt, which means credit card debt, mortgage debts. During recession, you can be a part of the prosperity part of it, right? So whether you're watching this live or in the replay, I want you to make a mind message connection. You can be a part of the prosperity part or the poverty part. I want you to put prosperity or poverty. Which side will you be on? You can be a part again of the prosperity part or the poverty part. So what if you want to invest in real estate and homes that people could not make the payments on, or get approved for loan modification, or up for sale for pennies on the dollar, right? Now you have your opportunity. What if you want to use 0% credit card lines of credit to invest in things like physical silver, physical gold, right? Bitcoin, right? Whatever. Thank you, 5G. Thank you so much, 5G. He got his wrench now, so he's a moderator on my channel. He helps me out, delete messages at dirt cheap interest. But people, if your credit is not in the line, you're not going to qualify, and you are going to shut yourself out of achieving this American dream to get richer in a recession. Let me say that again. If your credit does not qualify, you are going to cheat yourself out of the American dream and the opportunity to get richer in this recession. John Farrell says, so when FICO 10 hits and your credit is good, it takes a snapshot at that point. It does, John. It takes a snapshot of your 2-year credit history. No longer will it take a snapshot of your 30 to 60-day credit history. Right? And so that's why I've been coming religiously on my channel since January, preaching the good news, which is to get your credit fixed, right, before this recession hits full bubble, full throttle. So let's look at the other side of the coin. If interest rates go to negative or zero. Now, the reason why interest rates will go to negative or zero, because banks make money from lending us consumers money. They make money from lending money. So if you have people that's defaulting on their mortgages, they haven't paid it in 3-4 months, and they'll be up for foreclosure or bankruptcy. You have people defaulting on vehicles, and now vehicles are being repossessed. You have people defaulting on credit cards, and they're not paying back. And credit cards, see, banks have to have cash flow. And when consumers are not paying back debts and mortgages, they don't have cash flow. So the Fed will be enticed to zero out interest rate or even negative interest rate to get cheap debt to keep banks thriving and keep them lending. But this is what's going to happen as well. The Fed will then charge banks a fee, right, for keeping cash in banks. Because what negative or zero interest rate does, it devalues printed cash, the dollar. meaning that your dollar has less purchasing power because it's more profitable to give you debt than you to stack or save cash. So what will happen is you will start seeing some fees if it goes to zero or negative interest rates for just having a checking account. You won't get paid any interest on savings or money market accounts. You're going to have to pay the banks to have your direct deposit, to have savings accounts, maybe something like a subscription fee, but you'll be paying, right, to have money or cash in the banks. So then many people will question, then why should I have cash in the banks, right? The Roman family said, anyway, FICO 10 can delay to no, they won't delay. They made that decision earlier this year because, again, the banks don't want to lend to risky borrowers. They are going to protect themselves and defaulted loans from giving money to consumers that manipulate the credit system. So yeah, so they won't delay it. They're trying to protect themselves because the banks don't want to hold on to houses. They don't want the bankruptcy. They want cash flow. They want mortgage payments being made, right? And that's why I say cash flow is king, not cash, but cash flow. And the banks know that. And so as a result, the interest rates go to zero or negative, then you're going to have prices to increase in certain areas, which is called inflation. So now the dollar purchase less. So now it's more profitable for you to have cheap debt, right, than to have cash. Okay, why is that? YouTube, I need you all to give me more of the thumbs up. Because you're getting money from the bank at zero interest rate. In essence, they're actually paying you to take out loans and to use their money, right? That's what our president wants right now, President Trump. And you're paying it back with money that's depreciating. So you're paying it back with cash, which is negative because it's losing its purchasing power, and you're getting it at zero. So as you pay it back, you're paying it back with a less valuable source, which is cash. And they're giving it to you at no fees or no charges. Thank you so much for the digital love on Facebook. So this is why you need to position yourself for all of these events happening, colliding in July. So let's talk about Bitcoin. I had my daughter to invest in some Bitcoin. 5G, you said PMEA. What does PMEA mean, 5G? And another thing on YouTube, another thing you need to know is I posted this on my Facebook, that credit unions thrive in recession. Banks tighten up their lending standards. Credit unions increase what they lend out. Get you a good credit union connection for this recession. So how does this go into play with Bitcoin? As the dollar crashes, as it collapses, as it loses its purchasing power, because prices will increase, right, as a result of the Feds creating more trillions of dollars into the economy, right? Thank you. 5G said, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bitcoin digital currency is predicted to explode, right? Just like physical silver and gold. I don't have time to explain Bitcoin right now in this live, but my daughter said, Mom, I did some research on Bitcoin you told me to invest in, and I saw nothing but negative things about it. Well, let me tell you something that just made Bitcoin positive. JP Morgan Bank, the biggest bank in the United States, just established a banking relationship with Coinbase, right? Coinbase and Gemini. Now, I have the link in my YouTube of Coinbase. That's where you can buy, purchase, and hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. I also have crypto.com because there are some blockchains available on crypto.com that's not available on Coinbase, right? So if you join Coinbase with my referral link, you'll get $10 worth of free Bitcoin if you make $100 or more purchase, right? On Coinbase. So what does this mean? The bank, JP Morgan, the Pioneer Bank, what they do, other banks follow. If you know anything, let me give you a brief history lesson. I was supposed to be off. If you know anything about JP Morgan and Chase, JP Morgan and John Rockefeller. Thank you, 5G. Thank you so much. It should be more likes. JP Morgan and John Rockefeller and the Dale Carnegies, the Henry Fords, right? After the Great Recession, they joined and they said, you know what? We don't want financial education taught in schools. We don't want taxes taught. We don't want credit taught. We want to produce workers, not thinkers. And they took this curriculum, they took this information out of school. This is why you're not taught these things in school. How to properly use your credit to become richer. They want to produce employees, not entrepreneurs. So they took this information out of schools. So now JP Morgan at one point even told their employees as back as 2017 that if you invest in Bitcoin, because they said it was a scam, that if we know that you have any assets, any investment, any holdings with Bitcoin, we will fire you as our employee. Now the same company has joined with Coinbase and Gemini for Bitcoin because they see where this economy is heading. What this does, the banking relationship agreed to handle transaction in the United States, customers, and let me tell you something about Coinbase, right? If you decide to buy your Bitcoin through Coinbase, a lot of people may use Cashapp and Robinhood. Just know that they don't have the regulations that Coinbase does. The regulatory hurdles necessary to gain a similar relationship. So this is what made Coinbase very creditable, because they had to have regulatory conditions to even get JP Morgan to connect with them. So JP Morgan will be offering banking services to Coinbase and Gemini. The first time this Bitcoin skeptical bank has provided services to the crypto industry. The Wall Street Journal reported JP Morgan will only process fiat-based currency or transaction exchanging, steering clear of any cryptocurrencies. And now it's saying it appears that traditional banking is opening up to Bitcoin. You all ought to just put the explode emoji on that. My daughter said, I said, look, honey, you don't have to have a whole share of Bitcoin at $9,000. You have $500, just put it in there. And this was my first lesson to her on passive income. I think she put in 500, she made about 50. And I'm like, you made that money in your sleep. You made that money in your sleep. A wise man once said, if you don't know how to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. And then I asked her, I said, how much money would you have had you kept that $500 in the bank? She said, none. All right. So $500 got her $50 in 2 days. The first time JP Morgan has gotten involved with crypto exchanges. And let me tell you something else. Thank you all for those bomb emojis on YouTube. Something else about JP Morgan. They have also been suppressing, let me cut my light back on, the silver market. What do I mean by that? JP Morgan hoarded since 2011, it's on my board back here. Since 2011, JP Morgan hoarded 350 million ounces of silver. That's 38% of the world's population. Just some more info about JP Morgan Bank. 38% of the world's population. 350 physical silver. Convictions from the Department of Justice, right? Convictions from the Department of Justice against JP Morgan's ruling will happen this year, 2020. I'm telling you all people, you can position yourself in prosperity. See, stop listening to what bankers are telling you to do and follow what they are doing. JP Morgan is joining Bitcoin for a reason. JP Morgan hoarded physical silver for a reason. You need to go to my website, www.fixmycreditconsulting.com, and get that silver stacking report, people. I'm trying to position you all for prosperity. The shortage will drive prices to a new high. The shortage will drive prices to a new high. So, and let me tell you another thing, and then I'm logging off. People are giving me testimonies by text about the thousands of dollars that they are receiving by having and joining me with home-based business. Now, why do I highly promote and highly encourage you all to join a partnership with me in this business? For several reasons. Understand this in the background. Let me move this. This Cashflow quadrant. If you know anything about 𝒞𝓄𝓾e, he teaches a Cashflow quadrant. He teaches that if you are an employee, that 40% of your paycheck, that means for every dollar that you make, you're bringing 60 cents home. Right? You can get a monthly tax stimulus, people, through this home-based business. You're bringing 60 cents out of your paycheck for every dollar you earn if you're just an employee. If you're a sole proprietor or a specialist, a doctor or lawyer, for example, they're getting taxed even higher, 60%. Sorry, I got a random phone call. So then, if you're a business person, you keep more of the money you make. 80 cents out of every dollar, right? And then when you learn to invest, like real estate investing, when you become a landlord, you can get 0% on the money you make. Now that takes a whole nother strategy called infinite banking. I don't have time to explain it. But what it means is that you have no money into your real estate investment and you're receiving 100% cash flow profit. So what bracket are you in? So let me break down why you need to enroll and join me in this home-based credit repair business for you. Besides that, you know, FICO 10 is coming and that thousands of Americans, well, millions of Americans are going to need credit help. Because what do people do when their cash flow, some people's jobs will never return from this. Some people's hours are going to be cut. And unfortunately, people will need credit, right, to live off of, because 40% or 1 out of 4 Americans do not have $400 in emergency savings account. Thank you, Bobby, on YouTube for subscribing to my channel. If you all are new and you watch me for the first time on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And again, Facebook, make sure you hit like and you hit share. A 6-figure income earner, my friend, received a $3,000 tax deductions from state, combining of state and federal, and he had never received a tax deduction in his life, a tax refund in his life, because he earned 6 figures. But joining the home-based business, positioning himself ahead of the wave, he was able to get tax deductions that he would not normally did not qualify. So just imagine if you earn $140,000 a year or $150,000, and you can get back $3,000. I'm not talking about earning $5,000 or $6,000 and you're only getting $40,000 salary, and you get a $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 tax refund. No, I'm speaking of you earn $150,000 salary a year and you're still getting back thousands, right? So this is how he did it. I'm gonna try to explain this in 5 minutes because I'm already over my time. Number one, just know IRS publication 587. 587 says that a home is qualified as condo, apartment, house. So don't think because I don't own a home, I can't do the home-based business. That's not true. It can be condo, apartment, or house, right? According to IRS publication 587. Now, your personal vehicle now they become business vehicles. So now the maintenance, the mileage on your car is a tax credit or tax write-off for business expenses, right? Now your personal phone, I'm not going to write all this out. Now is a business phone. So that cell phone bill that you're paying now is a tax deduction for you. See, do you have bills or do you have deductions? Right? Do you have bills or do you have deductions? So now to qualify to have a bona fide home-based business, there are two things you need to do. You need to intend to make a profit, and you need to have a regular use area in your house, condo, or apartment for business use with the intent to make a profit. So if you have a tax professional that's telling you, well, I won't say a professional, a tax person that's telling you, well, you didn't make a profit, so you can't claim these deductions, they are wrong. That's why Amazon make billions and pay zero in taxes. You just have to have the intent up to 3 years to make a profit, and you must contribute at least 2 to 3 hours a week regularly and have an area of regular use in your apartment, condo, or home to conduct business. Now, these are things that are tax deductible when you have a home-based business. Your rent, your electric, your gas, your internet, your cable, your cell phone. Thank you, John, for that $5 super chat on YouTube. Check this out. If you are buying a home or you're a home buyer, your mortgage is called a 1098 form. And I don't even do taxes. I do credit. I probably know more about the taxes than the people that you're dealing with that does your taxes, and they're losing you thousands of dollars if they don't know this, and you have a home-based business. Now notice it has to be home-based, right? You don't have to have it under EIN or LLC. You can use your Social Security, but it has to be in home, apartment, condo, house, etc. So, but if you have a house, you have something that you receive a 1098 for your mortgage interest. Well, when you have a home-based business, you complete form 88, I think it's form 8829. And all of that insurance that you're paying, your repairs and maintenance on your house, now you receive tax deduction benefits for. It used to be at a point where your meals and entertainment for the business were tax deductible. Now that's replaced by your mortgages. And then we have a lot of people that are, they say they going on a vacation, but the vacation is on them. And what do I mean by that? You're not going on the vacation. The vacation is on you because you have to pay for that. And usually people pay for that through credit card debt, money that they don't have, and now the vacation is on them. Well, once you have a home-based business, you can take business trips and conduct business, and now that vacation turns into a businesscation, and it's tax deductible. Now the businesscation is not on you, right? You get money back. It's just like if I was going shopping for groceries, and I went and I spent my money on groceries, and then the owner came to me and said, this week and said, hey, you know those groceries you bought? Now come get your money back. That's what happens when you have a home-based business. You also have operational expenses that are tax deduction, business maintenance for yourself or your marketing of your business, your hair, your barber, for me, my nails at times, And the best thing is, if you have children ages 7 to 17, you get up to $6,100 per child. If you employ them to work in the home-based business, they can do the filing, they can do some of your social media posts, they can do the cleaning, handling business. The only thing you have to do is create a W-9 form, I guess so, W-9 form, right, for that child, and also a 1099 form. And you keep records, and you can hire children from 7 to 17. My daughter did it for me. So instead of just giving them money, now you give them the money through the business, and now they can go buy the groceries. Now they can go buy what they need. And now that money that you're giving to your kids for food or things that they want to buy, or for the men child support, you can have that come back to you if you have a home-based business. Have to be home-based. Bobby said, do I have a video dealing with the topic of Bitcoin alone, not to savvy the electric currency? I do not. I know about Bitcoin. I studied Bitcoin. I studied the halving. The first halving happened in November 28 of 2012. A year later, Bitcoin increased to $1,000. At that time, it was 11. Then you have your second halving that happened in July of 2016. It happens every 4 years. And what halving means, it cuts the production or the supply of Bitcoin produced. This is called mining. So for example, before the halving or cuts in half, 12.5 Bitcoin were mined every 10 minutes. Now only 6.2 of Bitcoin is mined every 2 minutes. It's just like silver, physical silver and gold is all about supply and demand. So with less supply of Bitcoin, the more valuable it is, and with the dollar depreciating, with the Fed getting deeper and deeper in debt and printing out and or digitalizing money into the economy, it makes people switch to digital currency, aka Bitcoin, because you have to think about it. If I can purchase items with Bitcoin, right, and it increases in value, which means I can get in at 9,000, in June it might be 14,000, and I can purchase items, then why would I want to purchase item with cash? Because if you hold on to cash, it's going to cause prices to increase, which is called inflation, and your dollar is now purchasing less. But with Bitcoin, it's increasing as prices increasing, and it's even outperforming inflation. And that's another thing of a home-based business you all need to understand. Taxes is the second form of inflation. So if you're getting 6.2% out of your paycheck in form of taxes, and about 3% in form of pricing increases, that's about 9% of your money, right, that you don't have possession of, that you're not keeping. So you can have a monthly tax stimulus. And the thing about this home-based business, it comes with the app from Sandy Barkins. I'm sorry, I said Barkins. I think about Dr. Boyce Watkins, I guess. But Sandy Barkins, it was an IRS agent, right? And the app is so easy to keep documentation of what you're doing to get more money out of your paycheck. See, what people don't understand is there are over 475 tax deductions for the home-based business owner. So now that you have more tax deductions, you can get taxed less out of your paycheck. What that means in simple terms, people are bringing home from $200 to $600 more out of every paycheck pay period, and getting more tax deductions and increasing their tax refunds by the thousands. So this is what I want you to do. These are the steps. These are the baby steps, but they're not baby steps anymore, because I'm telling you all how to play chess and not checkers in this economy. You have to do this, and you need to do it before July. Number one, go to my website, www.fixbadcreditandcash.com. If your credit is over a 680, I prefer it be over a 720. Get your credit as high as you can get it, because if the interest rates go to zero or negative, you want to get some of this cheap debt to invest with. The dollar is losing its power, right? Cash is becoming trash in essence, right? Get your high credit score. Now, second step, get that silver stacking report. Know what physical silver to purchase, to invest in. It's called a 1099. I know I'm saying a lot of 1099s. The IRS is all about numbers, but it's called a 1099B form. When you want to purchase this physical silver, you don't want to pay. Again, everything is about the tax game. You don't want to pay high taxes back on the resale, right? You want to keep your gains. It's estimated that silver can go up to $100 or $150 an ounce. Currently, you can find silver under $25 an ounce. So that's a great return on your investment if you're looking to invest. Second thing, make sure that you get out of bad debt, high interest rate debt. Invest in your credit. You should not have a vehicle finance in double digits, 10%, 11%, 18%. There are 1.9% vehicle loans and refinancing available. Stop paying out your money into high interest debt and inflation and taxes. That's what's eating up your paycheck. That's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. When you're paying high interest rate, you're earning 60% on the dollar because you're in 40% taxes out of your paycheck. And inflation, people, you will never be able to use leverage credit. You'll always have to live off credit because you don't have enough cash flow. All right, and everything is on my website. Every opportunity, fixbadcredit.com. And then you need a cash flowing business for this recession. People are going to need credit help. They are going to want more money out of their paycheck. So why shouldn't you capitalize this? You need a cash flowing business. Not only will this business save you thousands in taxes, but it's going to create more money for you, more cash flow. It's 10 different ways to get paid, people. 10. And I don't have time to talk about the payout. But you need a business that's recession proof, that's going to handle or take care of people's needs during this recession. And the business on my page is it. You get 3 people in the business to join the business with you, and it's free. And they analyze your paycheck to see if you're overpaying in taxes. And you can get $200 to $600 a month out of your paycheck. See, you got to plant the seed, and then when the harvest comes for next tax season, you get the harvest. But the immediate gain is getting more money out of your paycheck. The IRS tell you that millions of Americans overpay in taxes. And a refund is you just getting your money back. But what the IRS do is you give them your money throughout the year, then they give that back. Then they use that money to invest. And they give it back to you at 0% interest. Thank you, Lee Brown. He's my business partner. He just sent a $10 super chat on YouTube. So you're going to get a tax stimulus every month, every paycheck, and a big tax refund. Lee Brown joined the business less than a month ago. He's already senior executive director, which means his cash flow is up. You get opportunity to earn money off of customers or people that want to join you in the business. Let's go over the customers. Customers pay $79.97 for credit, right? If they just say, I don't want to be a home-based business owner, I just want to get my credit fixed. It can take up to 8 months, but it's affordable. People will need affordability going into FICO 10. Well, you as the home-based business owner, right, you get $40 of that, and if you get 3 customers, then you don't pay for any of your back office fees, which is $40, or your $79 that you have as a home-based business owner with the membership. That totals to $119 a month. You get 3 customers, right? That $79 after $119 is eradicated. You have to pay $40 just for the internet, the website, the marketing that you need. You get your 4th customer, And you get $40 for that customer in addition to $10 of what we call residual income. You don't know what residual income, just look at the bills you have. You have residual bills that come to you every month, so you need residual money. So you will get another $40 up front one time, but then on the 10th of every month, you will get a $10 payment for your 4th customer and beyond. Now, let's say you find other people that say, you know what, because customers don't get an opportunity to get paid, they just get the credit repair services. But you meet other 3 individuals that say, hey, I want to get paid. I need to make extra money. I just don't need my credit fixed. I just don't need to recommend people to get credit fixed. I need extra cash flow. My hours have been cut. I've been furloughed. My job is gone. You get 3 people who want to join the business with you. You get $50 one-time payment. And you continue to build. If you get those 3 people within your first 30 days, they give you a $150 bonus. Now, mind you, you're already getting more money out of your paycheck. You're already going to position yourself to get tax deductions for bigger tax refunds. You're already bringing in $200 to $600 more a month out of your paycheck that you was giving away to the government. Now you have an opportunity, as I said on that cash flow quadrant, to get taxed at 20% because now you are a part of a business. So now you have passive income that's coming in that you can make money in your sleep. So again, go to my website, get all of this information, www.fixbadcreditandcash.com. I will try to go live again tonight to really break down all of this, but I have given you all enough. You know, people, you're going to have to, even Dave Ramsey talks about a gazelle mentality. If you have bad debt and you can invest and you know where Bitcoin is headed and you can get your credit up and you can get cheap debt from the bank and you can have a cash flow in business, these 3 formulas can make you rich in this recession. So again, are you going to be a part of the prosperity part or the poverty part? I've given you the formula for success. I've given you the formula for success, right? Gold and silver, Bitcoin, blockchains, cryptocurrency, and a cash flow and home-based business, right? Has to be home-based in order for you to get these benefits. I'm signing off. Hey, thank you so much, YouTube, for the love. 31 thumbs up. Thank you, 5G. Thank you, Lee Brown and John Farrow, for those super chat donations. I really appreciate it. And I will try to go live again tonight. Here's to your health and wealth, your peace and prosperity, and your credit and your cash flows. The Queen of Credit out.